Hi friends, hope you are all doing fine and you are enjoying yourself. Today I'm going to talk about how to get a postdoc position in the United Kingdom, and I think I have not discussed this topic before. Now, essentially, as many of you may know, that the United Kingdom, also known as UK or Great Britain or Britain, has a large number of good universities, and some of these universities are often ranked at the top of the world rankings. So just to give you an example, Oxford University was started in 1096, Cambridge in 1209, and of course these universities will routinely find themselves in the top 5 or 10 of the rankings in the world. But beside these, there are also a plethora of universities out there throughout United Kingdom where you can apply for PhD as well as postdoc. Now, the United Kingdom of course follows a typical pattern in the Commonwealth, that is a 3-year degree, like a bachelor's degree, 3-year BSc, then a master's degree, MSc or MA, and then you have a PhD. Now, one of the interesting things about UK is that the PhD is typically 3 years. So one of the impact of this mindset is that a typical UK PhD student spends a lot of time in figuring out the research problem, getting some training and reading in terms of their research problem during this 3-year tenure, and then they essentially have some time to write their thesis and maybe publish a few papers. Now, very often when a UK professor gets a large grant, he or she may look at postdoctoral scholars to actually do this research, and postdoctoral scholars have more time at their disposal. They may have completed their research training while doing their PhD, so they can be productive from the time zero. So essentially, as far as postdocs are concerned, their time starts now at T0, whereas a typical PhD student may take a year or more to get their bearing as far as the university is concerned, learn the ropes in terms of literature survey, also figure out the various modeling and experimental details in the field they are doing, and so on. Very often also postdoctoral students come trained in the art of writing papers as well as making presentations, which is very useful. Now, if we look at postdoc positions in the UK, typically the postdocs are for a period of 3 years. The salary is about £40,000 a year, can range from 35 to 45 depending on the field and the market value of that field at the given time. Now, one of the things I find about UK universities is that they spend a lot of time on scientometrics. So whenever you interact with any administrator at a UK university, they'll talk a lot about the impact factor of the journals where their faculty publish. They'll talk a lot about H index of various people. They'll even talk about the H index of the university. So for a PhD student or for a postdoctoral person, it's very important to produce some papers in high impact factor journals. This is certainly going to bolster your case for the postdoctoral position and for various committees which may be sitting in judgment of these applications. Now, at this stage, it's hard to actually create a high H index or an I10 index. So what you can do is you can try to publish a few papers in high impact factor journals or in journals such as the Royal Society journals, which are very well known to people in the UK, and this will certainly help your case. The other tactic is to find people or professors who have obtained large grants and projects, and very often these projects and grants come to people who are associated with some kind of center. For example, there may be a center on nanotechnology or digital twin or global warming or machine learning or biotechnology, and you should tie yourself to some of these centers to actually get more propulsion as far as your postdoc is concerned. So very often you will find that some grant has come to these centers, and then the professors will start looking for people to actually do the research, because what happens is that professors write research proposals, and then these proposals are accepted, the research is planned out, but somebody has to do the research, and that's when people go around looking for projects. So some more useful websites which you can look at are ukri.org, that's a useful website. There is also royalsociety.org, that also lists out many research problems and proposals you can do, as well as journals. There is also the EPSRC fellowships you can take a look at. And these are of course some special fellowships where you need to apply, where you need to find a host. But beside that, like I mentioned, there are a plethora of fellowships which are out there. The best website for that is jobs.ac.uk, and in this website you are going to find many different postdoc positions which are out. Be sure to search for postdoc position, postdoctoral researcher, postdoctoral fellowship, research associate, and some of these keywords, because different people use different keywords here. Now, one of the things which has happened in UK is that it used to be that many people from Eastern Europe used to go and do postdoc there, but now that is shifting towards the Commonwealth countries. So that may help people who are in the global south. So if you are good in the English language, you can certainly apply for UK postdocs. You will also find that living in UK is very easy. It's very multinational. It's almost like a United Nations. So there are all kind of foods and people which are out there, and you can live your life in a very simple manner. Also, because English is the language here, it is much easier to live in UK than to live in some of the countries in Europe, where though most of the research is done in the English language, the papers are written in the English language, the normal talk in the university and in social life is in the native language of that place. So it may be German, it may be French, it may be Norwegian, Swedish, Danish, or something like that, and it will be hard for you to penetrate the social life of that country. But that's not the case in the UK, because it's all in English language, and thanks to the widespread spread of the English language throughout the Commonwealth countries and even beyond, it's not very difficult to actually figure out how to do well as far as the English language is concerned. So these are some of the points to remember while applying for UK postdoc. So I hope this video is useful for you, and if it is, please subscribe to my channel and stay tuned for more videos. See you soon